Joining us now for more, the Jack Brewer Foundation chairman and former NFL player Jack Brewer. Great to have you and to get your insight specifically on this, because businesses now, it seems, they're feeling free. They can ditch the DEI if they don't want to have it. It's like there was a little sort of social pressure, but we've also seen it doesn't work for companies. It didn't work for Anheuser-Busch. It didn't work for Target. Now Walmart's saying, okay, bye-bye.
That's right. I mean, at some point, companies can't continue to put the feelings of the community over the actual profits for their investors. And I think we're having a major realignment now in this nation following the Trump victory that, by the way, was sparked by black men voting for Trump, Hispanics voting for Trump. And when it comes to companies, I think people are just sick and tired of it. Yeah. I sit on the board of the GEO Group, and we've had to deal with this whole DEI mess, with being attacked, being debanked, and people coming at us. And when you look at who we are and what we do, we have almost 70% of our workforce are underrepresented minorities. But still, the woke left can continue to bash and ridicule these companies, and that's what's happening. I mean, whenever you start to see, companies like Toyota and Ford Motors and John Deere, and the list goes on and on, these companies represent millions of American workers, and people are sick and tired of being separated because of race. We want to get back to merit and what makes America great.
And you have to think about what your consumers want. John Deere, I think, is a great example, or Harley Davidson, Bud Light. These are not necessarily consumers that are going to embrace this concept. They don't have any problem with DEI existing, but they don't necessarily want it attached to brands that they're consuming. And it's really interesting because there's a new study, Jack, that is out that actually claims that these DEI practices, what they do is they lead to ramped up hostility, ramped up racial tensions. It increases prejudice, actually. And so you sit back and you wonder, were they teaching people in this way to be racist?
Of course they were. They were separating people in skin color. They're starting committees within organizations that were based upon the color of your skin or your gender or sex preference. And so anytime you are separating people and not finding ways to bring people together, it's one thing to celebrate your differences, but it's another thing to celebrate and actually reward people for being separated. It just doesn't make sense. And so I think people are now standing against this. I know when you start to look deep within what's happening with a lot of our companies with this ESG, companies are being targeted now. They're having committees that they're having to be forced to set. And so all these things are going to start to change. You saw the stock market start to rise. And so the American people in the business environment is a positive one. And it's a positive one because people are ditching DEI.
When you see that pressure being taken off of companies, you see the decisions that they're going to make. And ultimately, they're going to make decisions that are best for business. Jack Brewer, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
All right.